Welcome back to part B of Gathering It All Together. This is a continuation from part A, and I now want to just show you some of the accessories I use, and also another slightly different way to put a scarf on your head, to cover your head. What I'm using here is a mini boho shaper from Rapunzel, and there'll be a link in the description box below where this is available. And so it's a smaller version of the larger ones, and it's got these two rolls here, and then it's made of the velvet that has a non-stick side, which I am putting over my already headband, non-stick headband, and I've got a my hair up in a sort of a bun type thing there. So this is another really simple, easy to do wrap, and some people don't like a lot of weight or covering on their head, and this is a light way to do it. So I personally go over behind my ears, and it has these strings on the back, which I just cross over so there's no knot on the back there. It doesn't really matter if these are folded or not. Just bring them around then to, look, I just bring them around to the front here. Or you can tuck them in at the back if you wish. But look, I just do this. I do what we call a reef knot, right over left, and I take it to the side a little bit, and then left over right, and then that's it. The only criticism I have about this is that the ties, it would have been better if the ties had have been in a blonde colour, but never mind, you probably aren't going to see this depending on the scarf you have. So there you go. So that's just now in place. And now I have my scarf here, an alternate coloured one that I chose, and I did fold it. There it is. It's a long rectangular, and I'm just going to throw it over like that and bring it down. Again, I'm not using a mirror. I've got to rely on the video, and then I go again like this, just gather that at the back, and I don't knot, I just cross over like that. And if one side is a bit longer than the other, it doesn't matter. You can tuck one side under an arm too if you just don't want it to flop around and get in the road. And this is just that basic wrap that you can do with any scarf. It's a one scarf only wrap, and I just scrunch it up a bit like that and bring again the camera light here, the light of this camera, and not having an actual mirror, I may have a little bit of straggly bits here, but that's all right. And you can bring that around and just tuck that in there like so. Tuck it down. You would look in your mirror and just make sure you haven't got any bits hanging out, which I could have. And then with this one, this side, just to be a little bit different, you can sort of do a bit of a roll like that. Bring it across. You could bring it across there like that, in between those two little ridges. And if you so desired, you could secure that with some sort of a clip, just like that, or continue around and tuck it in, or you could simply do it the same as you did the other tile and just bring that over and we go. Just probably should have chose a plain colour so I could see better what I was doing. Never mind, it doesn't matter. I'm sure you understand. So this is a different kind of beigey brown, and it's one scarf. Now there may be a couple of bits hanging out there. Also, if you're afraid that it might slip or come off, I know this won't, because I know from experience it'll stay like that all day. But if you were a little bit afraid, you could pop these hijab pins, which you can buy at haberdashery stores. I don't know, you get 10 or so in a container. They are brilliant for your headscarves because you can weave them in, and even if they do you can't hide them, you've got that nice little pearl bit at the end that looks quite decorative. They're good for patchwork and quilting as well. I'm never without a handful of these. Marvellous what you can do with them. So I'm going to turn around again now and just give you another look. Make no excuses if there's a few bits hanging out there, I can't see them. But that's a one scarf wrap, which is quite nice. It's just one scarf, a very basic wrap, and it has, you know, air can circulate around. You've still got some height and some shape if you want to, and regardless of whether you've got long or short hair, it fits quite nicely. The other thing I wanted to show you before I finish this was last time in the previous video in part A, I wanted to show you my shoes I had with the outfit and I couldn't, so that was those, my Colorado boots. No, I'm not getting any, what do you call it, benefits from the brand, but I just said that so people would know what sort of boots they were if they were after them. Love them, love them, love them. Just like wearing slippers, only they're safer. The other two, a couple of accessories, was these that I have. Now, I made these. These are scrunchies. And again, just go to your haberdashery shop and buy some velvet. And it'll, by nature, just be a bit non-stick and have a bit more body in it. Now, that one is, let me see. I don't know. Oh, yes, I have got an inches ruler here and a centimetre. I just cut one long strip about the, I don't know how wide that, well, it would have been about 30 inches wide, I suppose. And then it's about 2.5 inches there. So about 6 inches the other way. And then I just folded it over and stitched them to stitch the raw edges together. So you've got a folded edge and a raw edge there, and left a little opening and threaded some elastic in there. And so that's a nice medium-sized sort of scrunchie, and it sort of grips the scarf and grips your hair as well, better than some of the bought ones. So if you've got a friend who sews, or you can sew yourself. Look, it doesn't matter how wide you make them, that's up to you, but you probably, you know, you need to be able to sort of twist them about 2 or 3 times at least. But the secret is this, just getting the velvet from your fabric shop and deciding how wide and how many the length you want. Here's another one I made, which is a huge one. It's about, I would have cut the fabric about 9 inches and folded it over. So there's the fold there where that is, and then stitched the raw edges together, and then left a little opening and put an amount of elastic in there that I felt I needed. That can be a bit of trial and error. You know what I did the first few I made was I pinned the elastic first and then tried it on to see if there was enough before I cut the length of elastic. I used a safety pin to hold it together to make sure I had enough elasticity to to do what I wanted. And this is beautiful, this big wide one, because if you don't have a lot of hair, if you had short hair or not very much, just a little tiny ponytail, this just would add volume without having to use a volumizer. Or in my case, where I have very long hair, it also and allows me to corral it into a reasonable roll of hair without using a shaper, and then it stays. So they are handy things. If you can't buy exactly what you want, then either you, if you're a sewer, or your friend might do them for you. They're just very basic, that's all. But the idea is that velvet has some sticky and some grip to it, and it's soft too. And it, if you pick a colour like this, it'll go with any colour scarf because you won't see it. It's a sort of a flesh colour. So if you had a white or a see-through scarf over your hair, this is not going to stick out like a black or white one would. So they're my little tips. And thank you again, ladies, for being with me today. I always look forward to our Mondays, and I wanted to sort of combine part A and part B into one video, but it was just a little bit too long. And I also wanted to show you this alternative wrap here. So this is all about creating your own look, ladies, gathering it all together in modesty, and most of all also comfort and affordability. You want to be able to afford to buy a skirt occasionally or whatever it is, but you don't have to go to the high-end department stores. If you know what suits you and the styles you like and the colours you like, you can just be patient, and when you see those, grab them and add them to your wardrobe. But also remember, there's an old rule: if you buy something new for your wardrobe, you should discard or pass on something from your wardrobe. I'm not very good at doing that, ladies, but the experts tell me that's the way to go. So once again, my thanks to you, dear ladies, for watching. Remember, you are unique. Each one of us have been created especially by God, and we, each one of us, have a unique task to perform during our lifetime. So we are special. Mothers, sisters, grandmothers, aunts, etc. So value your womanhood. Be modest, be righteous, and you'll always be beautiful. Please take care, and God bless.